Hello the channel, welcome back. Thanks very much everyone for watching again. A couple of good rewards and videos I suppose. So pretty pleased with that. We've got quite a quiet midweek, so I'm getting this sort of lineup builder, K-League preview up early. The Celtic Rangers at the weekend, so being a bit more neutral with the Scotland top on tonight. But aye, just in my mind thinking about the Euros at some point. But yeah, Celtic versus Rangers at the weekend. Loads of good tournaments on at the weekend as well. So first and foremost, I want to have a look at the K-League. We bit of a focus on that. Then we'll talk about Celtic, etc. as well, as we always do. So if you're a Rangers fan, you might not enjoy this channel. That's what I'm saying. Just being honest. So I've got this ready this time. Made sure we've got the data for K-League special, particularly important at the moment because the amount of money that's involved, the cash prizes, superb, rare, limited, etc. Loads to play for, loads to win. So we're going to have a look at this and then have a look at some of the players for the special as well, including generally, just not my own. So Sean Book have probably the sort of best fixture for XTG. If anybody's new to the channel, hello. And XTG is expected team goals and CS is clean sheet percentage. So John Book against Suwon, interesting. Suwon can be a wee bit leaky sometimes, so I do understand that. I think personally, best fixture myself, Ulsan and Pohang. Gimchin are the army team. Got quite a lot of new recruits, etc., but they haven't actually started yet in army training or whatever, just now shaving their head. They all want to look like McBride. I've got my posters up on the wall and the K-League watching the preview tonight. So come back to Ulsan. Unfortunately, Sol Young-woo is injured, so he's one of the best sort of options there, but they have some other options personally as well, so no huge disaster. Pohang Steelers, not really a team that I've really so many players for, but worth noting. So 1.5 expected team goals and right up there clean sheet percentage wise. I mean, what I would say with these clean sheet percentages are it's wide open. Under 50 is not that huge a clean sheet percentage type, and you'll see that in a wee minute when we go into some of the other games as well. But what I do some lineups as well. Gangwon against Diajin, again 41. 42% clean sheet percentage, not expected to be a lot of goals in the game, so worth maybe looking for some guys outside if you can't afford Ulsan players or whatever. It's worth looking a wee bit outside that as well. Inchin and Seoul are interesting, mainly because since I've bought all the limited, they've started not playing the guys I recognise most up fronts, Elgitchenko and Palisevich and all those type of guys, and actually the games that they've not played them, they've done a lot better. But Bake Young Bums back in goals, which is good, might give us another option for that as well. Last mention to Diageo, only expect team goals of 1, but Cezinha is back and available, so I think that is definitely worth noting. So I've also filtered the old spreadsheet to K-League special. Again, if anybody's wondering what this spreadsheet is, it's service provided by Sorare Probabilities, and also you'll see some start percentages creeping in as well, and he has got some experts over from Play Sharper and everything as well. So first and foremost, this is the list of the highest projected scores for the weekend. 64, 60s is good, but you'll see a lot higher when we go through the other games later on. So Joe Yin-woo, that's a goalkeeper for Ulsan. No huge surprise there. He's been excellent. Hwang Siko, I think, also plays for Ulsan, but I don't know if he's always nailed to start. There've been a lot of rotations recently. Sol Young-woo, again, is also injured. So you see the top 3 players here at Ulsan. Lee Dong-gyeong, be careful with this guy. He's away at the army. He's not Ulsan anymore. Can't use him for 4 or 5 weeks, so that's a bit of a disaster, really. In terms of other guys here, I had actually noted down on my notepad, which I've got here. I started writing down numbers and all that sort of stuff. So, was kind of looking at Hernandez, but I think he's injured, so that's an interesting one. Oberdan, again, quite a popular player amongst Sorare aficionados. So last 15 of 55 and projected score of 62. So in terms of this column here, I've sorted this projected score, but if you're looking for somebody to get under the cap of 270, then you have a look at the guys on the left hand side here as well. Don't know if he's on this shot, but Jumin Q I think it's a great shout. So he's got last 15 for some reason of 46, but he's been doing pretty well recently again with Ulsan. From my own point of view, I've got Yoon Bik Gram. Again, he's an average of 61, projected score of 59. So, you're not getting much juice out of the old average, but as long as you fit other guys in, I don't really think it matters as much. Some interesting ones, Delbridge, he's a projected 58, but his last 15 is 75 because he's been smashing it, so maybe not so good. Got to mention him, Cezinha, so he's just back. He will appear here somewhere. Where is he? It's under the 56s. So Cezinha, I think, he came on last weekend. It's the type of guy where, his cap costs 46. I know he's still relatively expensive, but he's got all the scores in the books, really. And definitely one to look out for. If you can afford to get a Cezinha, etc., then pretty interesting. There's some other guys in this list as well. If we go further down, for example, the Jeonbuk goalie will appear on here as well. So it's Kim Jun Hyun, but I think he's actually injured. I think he's done in his finger or something as well. So that's kind of interesting. But I wanted to sort of profile quite a lot of these players here. All the information's here. These are the highest projected scores from the teams. I don't think there's anything too overwhelming. The only other one that sort of stood out for me was An Young Jiu. Not good at the pronunciations, by the way, as you can tell. But last 5 of 37, projected 59 seems quite high. But as always, you've got to do your own research here. You see in the right hand side, we've got last 15 percentage and last 5 appearance percentages as well. And as you get down to some of these guys, they're not quite as high as some of the other options as well. But all interesting statistics, really. So on that note, I think we'll pick. Oh, don't know why that's just showing up now. Close. Too late. We've already opened them. Too late to get to Falkirk. So K-League Special Weekly. As I said, the amount of money that's on offer here, even the limited, you're talking $1,100 for first. Absolutely fantastic. And the rare $2,400 for first. Bloody hell, that would be absolutely brilliant. That'll literally just buy an Mbappe with that. So people talk about winning Mbappes, etc., but you could just buy an Mbappe with that. So anyway, so goalkeepers wise, obviously got Baek Youngbum. He's got quite a high cap cost now because he's done pretty well since he came back. Joe Ian Woo is going to be the obvious choice for me. Ian nailed to play. Hope something random doesn't happen now. Lee Guang Yin, a bit of a shout out for him. That's not the GBX. A shout out for Lee Guang Yin. Can have concrete angels for him. Not. So cap cost of 52. Played last game. And Gangwon to have a good defensive game. So we'll look out for news on him. But Joe Hyun Woo will have to go in here. Annoyingly, So Young Woo was actually a lower cap cost than Kim Young Gwon, so that's going to be kind of interesting. I've picked up a couple of younger guys here from Ulsan as well, but that's kind of more of like squad pieces, etc. So I think it's going to have to be Kim. Don't really see there's going to be much choice. So we've got 52 left in terms of the average. I think I'm going to want to play Cezinha in here, so you can play an older card. And I think at 46 cap cost, I just don't see how you can leave him out. There's obvious risks associated with that, but there we go. So I'm going to go into my players. I want to narrow this down. I want to really nail this. So I know I'm spending a lot of time talking about K-League, but we'll come back to the other stuff. So And it is a big special. And then we'll get the J League one, which we'll have a look at. We don't have all the data for that yet. So these are the projected scores just for my own players here. Wong Sang Yim is really interesting one. Only projected 50, but really quite attractive in the cap cost. And I think Jumin Q was the other one I mentioned earlier. So a wee bit further down the list, but makes perfect sense. If Ulsan do score a couple, then you would imagine he's going to be on the end of them. So look how far he is down the list of the absolute Tadgers that I own myself. And then we've got switches to affordable only. So we've got, and we can actually get, we can get Yunbek Goat, and we can get Cezinha in the same team. So that is pretty tempting. I'm not going to lie there. I mean, midfield wise, so we can get pretty much everyone in here, and Yunbek Gram's right up there, right? So definitely fits. Bojanic I really like, but he's been in and out of the team, and Gram you'll see has been featuring. Who do we captain? A wee bit more reluctant captain Cezinha because he's been a bit more in and out. Yunbek Gram let me down the last time. I suppose John Book away, although they have been conceding, so not the easiest one. I think in a home game, Jumin Q probably the captain. It's a difficult one because these guys do more of an AA, so it's probably more inclined to go Yunbek Gram, but yeah, so we'll put it on him just now, and that'll be our decision we'll sort of make. Let's pick a limited team as well, so we do have a bit more choice here. So filter to limited, give us unlimited choice. So look at all these guys we've got. Again, it's going to be Ulsan heavy here, I think, in terms of the first team. We'll definitely be running a ASEAN one as well. So, and we've got Lee Chang-gun as well. So Cho Yun-woo. Some other options here, defensive wise. I think Lee Myun-jae actually is a really great shout. Get the scores he's been doing. So that's 52 sort of average he's on. So I think that fits in quite nicely. Could do something a bit different then, and maybe throw in like Ki Sung Young. Mix him up from the Seoul stack, although he's best player for them, so that's interesting, but could go for more sort of defensive options with them. Jumin Q, and 51 left, so affordable only. Do I have a Cezinha lined up for this, don't I? I do, and I've been buying some other guys as well. So kind of that. I suppose we could go for Lee Myun-jae as a wee bit of a differential. I suppose we really want a clean sheet. If these guys score and get some AA and we get a clean sheet, Ki Sung Young usually does pretty well too. So that's interesting. Just I actually didn't really check his proposed scores there. So interestingly, that looks like not as good a game for him. It's still at 55, so a couple of points below. And I think Kosium, Yim, etc. will use in the other teams as well. So there we go. There's a whistle stop 10-minute tour of K-League stuff. I will fill out some other teams. I'll probably look to fill in some of the backup types from Ulsan, another rare team, and I'll pick in our limited team as well. But we've discussed that quite a lot. So on to my favourite topic that always to talk about, Celtic. Play Sharper's gone now, so that's a shame. We'll be posting these lineups. This is already on my Twitter page. Post them until the end of the season anyway. We'll have discussion on here, and we'll see where we're going from there. Had loads of offers. My only concern just now is that Play Sharper, it didn't really work as a business model, but it was a free app as well, and it's nice to have the availability for everybody. So I don't really want to do anything that's too restrictive in terms of people paying. Although if Play Sharper said we'll pay a couple of quid and get all this information, I'm sure a lot of people would have paid that, but that's what it is. So Joe Hart 95%. This is a game against Rangers, so it'll be a tough game. Now I suppose I should have had a look and see if Celtic appear at the top of the overall list. We probably don't actually in terms of XG, etc. So I suppose even if we appear there in terms of Contender, it's a bit further down, 1.70 expected team goals and only 30% clean sheet percentage. So we'll come back to the overall preview in a wee minute. I think Rangers really need a result. Celtic are 3 points clear, better goal difference, so Rangers really need to win. That would suggest that they should pose some threat. Greg Taylor, Scales, Carter Vickers and Johnson, I think that's pretty nailed back four. Celtic did keep a clean sheet against Hearts and nobody expected this to do so because Hearts are a pretty good team as well. So there we go, you just never know. Celtic Park was buzzing and I'm expecting a Celtic win. I know you can't take that for granted, but that's what I'm looking for here. McGregor 95% attack, 95% and O'Reilly. I've got O'Reilly sets pens, so he'll be on set pieces. He's been taking penalties, scored every pen he's taken recently. Palma doesn't look like near the team. He was the main threat for corners on one side, etc. Up front, I think Furuhashi back to 95%. People will say why the big difference, but he has started all recent games, scored 2 goals last game. Really good record against Rangers. I just don't see Rodgers tinkering with that. Then the interesting one's going to be the wings. So got Maeda and Jamesy Forrest. Kuhn's been starting a lot. Not really done a lot wrong in recent games, but hasn't been producing too much in terms of goal contributions. Maeda come on, the last game looked sharp. Can't see how he doesn't start. I've got me 85% because he only came on last game. He's probably pretty nailed to start. I'd imagine he plays that position against James Tavernier, who's an attacking right back, pretty well. And I've got Forrest on the right hand side, only 65% because you've got to give Kuhn some chances to start a game. But realistically, I think Forrest will get the nod there based on form. So anyway, overall preview, there's just loads going on this weekend. Now, it's quite worth sort of pointing out here, we're looking at the K-League stuff earlier and look at this 20 fixture. So expected team goals 3.41, clean sheet percentage 62. So that's a proper standout fixture. You can see a wee bit why people are complaining a bit about, your sort of challenger and all that sort of stuff. But, it's also opportunity if the MLS guys are not as in demand just now, if everybody's buying J-League players, buying K-League players for specials, these European leagues have only got a game or two left, most of them. So 20 great fixture. Fenerbahce, really high expected team goals at 3. Interesting. Pretty much the league's away, but do play Galatasaray soon, so I think they'll be going full steam ahead, trying to win that. Tottenham against Burnley. Again, Tottenham been pretty poor recently, but did score 2 goals against Liverpool. I guess that's not saying that much. Juventus against Salernitana. Again, really good attacking type stats. Leipzig, Trabzonspor, interesting. Istanbulspor must be horrendous because Trabzonspor have not been good this season. Manchester City, not a big surprise out of people. Benfica, interesting one. So they're kind of trying to get some intel on this. They're second. They can't win the league and I don't think they come third. So will they go full strength? Will they start messing about? St. Pauli against Osnabrück. Osnabrück, I think, are down. They get hammered by Schalke. So really good fixture for St. Pauli as well. Porto, Bayern and München in Germany, although they will play tonight, right about the time this gets released. PSV, etc. So we'll break that down into the different regions. So champion wise, Juventus, Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain. Again, league's pretty much won, isn't it? Arsenal, I think they'll hammer Manchester United. Everybody seems to be doing that. Newcastle against Brighton. So again, all these fixtures over to expected team goals. Clean sheet percentage wise, Juventus have a really nice fixture. Mallorca is an interesting one against Las Palmas, so that could be an outside one. Yeah, guys like Rajkovic, Atletico Bilbao, Nice, so Le Havre have been pretty poor as well. Lazio, Manchester City. And then in terms of the English Premier League, I know there's a lot of data on this, but it's worth having a look at it. So it's Tottenham, Manchester City, Arsenal. Again, you can't expect Arsenal to look like such a good team that they could score a few goals against anybody, but Manchester United have been Johnny Rotten. Newcastle, interestingly, I think Trippier might be back. Liverpool away at Aston Villa is an interesting one. Liverpool did score quite a few goals in the last game, sorry. Aston Villa maybe running in their last legs at the moment. Everton have got the prime fixture against Sheffield United, so everybody seems to do well against them. So imagine about a lot of Everton stacks. They have the highest clean sheet percentage behind Manchester City as well. And Chelsea are in pretty good form as well. Get the chant out. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. I'm not a Chelsea fan, by the way. Just to know that that's a crap chant. Challenger. So again, you're seeing Challenger dominated by 20. Fenerbahce, Trabzonspor, Benfica, Porto, PSV Eindhoven. Are there any MLS teams playing? Yes. So we've got Los Angeles away down in about 10th. New York Red Bulls against the Revs, but again, lower fixtures. So I can kind of see why people are highlighting this stuff. I mean, Inter Miami as well, why they down so low there against Montreal. I mean, they're in great form, so you'd imagine, although it's Montreal and maybe they're a wee bit tight on some of their teams, Messi and Suarez just been totally running riot. So I can see why people are sort of complaining a wee bit, but bear in mind it's a crossover and you're just coming in that peak period where you'll have the summer and you'll have no European games on for like 2 months or whatever, and MLS play whilst the Euros are still on as well. Come back to that in a minute. So clean sheet wise, so 20 really have a standout fixture. I think Porto pretty good. Trabzonspor really have a nice fixture, so I guess you could have a bit of a punt on them. I don't know if I'd recommend it based on the form they've been on, but there we go. Kakira is the Turkish goalie as well, so I guess you get a bit of usage at the Euros. Flamengo, Fenerbahce, again, pretty good fixture for both metrics. And then we come into Contender. Contender ready! Not quite as good as that guy used to be on the Gladiators. So St. Pauli, yeah, really good fixture there. I mean, looks an obvious one to me. Dynamo Zagreb, pretty good fixture against Osijek. Hamburger, or HSV. Molde don't have so many sort of licensed players, only sort of one or two. Rosenborg do, but not a good fixture for them. Bodo Glimt, again, they always sort of threatening to score a few goals, hoping they hit some form over the summer as well. Personally holding quite a few of them. River Plate, again, probably was, dare I say it, a bit disappointing. I don't know, I mean, everybody's just harping back to those days with Enzo Fernandez and Alvarez and all that type of stuff. Do have the highest clean sheet percentage though, so that's interesting. Big Franco Armani, etc. Need to be careful with rotation with a lot of the sort of continental games happening for the likes of those teams as well. Elche, Beijing Guan, so big Naga Push Pineapple Shake a Tree playing there. That's my singing career over. Newell's Old Boys, good to have Newell's back actually, so Ramiro Macagno will be an option for me. Sounds like Anus. Lanus. They don't have many licensed players anyway, so I'm just getting delirious now. I'm talking too much here. Talking too much. We've still got half the video to go. Shut up, man. St. Pauli, we mentioned, so that looks a really good fixture for them as well. Dynamo Zagreb again appearing in terms of clean sheets, and other notable teams here like Rijeka, etc. there too. So pick your bones out of all of that. Blooming hell, right? So all said and done, I think we're going to do some 23 stuff because that's I really enjoy playing the under 23s, etc. Before I do that, I just want to show you something I've done sort of buying players wise. So I've always got loads of turnover in the gallery and I'm a madman and all that. I know all that stuff. So some good wins picking up Gnabry, etc. I've listed these cards, just I don't think they'll sell at those prices, but Gnabry, you never know. I mean, he's got Euros ahead of him and really nice champ Euro player. Picked up CJ Dos Santos, which I thought was a great price, 80 quid. He's 23, under 23s until 2025, so until next summer. And also calendars usually away with America, so thought we'd maybe get some games over the summer. So there we go. There's always different ways to play so rare. Everybody's, it's 80 quid, so I know it's not a small amount of money, etc. But there we go. Sometimes you can zig when other people are zagging and all that sort of stuff. So under 23s rare, we'll do rare and limited. Time to consult the spreadsheet. So filtered it to under 23 rare. Nico Mantle, that's pretty interesting actually. He's He did a clean sheet last game as well, so it's really interesting to see him up there at the top. I think I'm going to take that recommendation on, because look at his form, look at that. So it'll probably be shit now, but I can only go with the spreadsheet. Dortmund will be knackered after that game. I mean, will they rotate a wee bit? I don't know. They've still got some stuff to play for, I think, in the league. But Wrench he's been really good recently, so that's an interesting shout as well. Ajax, not the best, but look at the scores he's been putting in. Look at that. He's been playing right back, but he's putting in some fantastic scores. I mean, not to be sniffed at all. Midfield wise, I think probably keeping Matt O'Reilly for Celtic stacks, but I do think Matt O'Reilly will do pretty well against Rangers. Hope I'm not wrong there, but there we go. Phil Foden, Kakary with an 89. So who are Leon playing against? They playing against nobody or something, like just like doing like a FIFA, and like they're not as good playing against Claremont. So that's kind of interesting one. I think I'm going to ignore that and play Phil Foden, and I'm going to use the older ones, pretty similar XP. But I'll keep the new season one for in season. Again, forward wise, I guess I could put Kakary in there as well. Osama Sarui, so that's a really interesting shout. Vitesse have been rubbish. He got his decisive last game as well. I don't mind leaving out guys like Vinicius, etc., because we're coming on the back of a big European game, and Real Madrid have been rotating. So the only good thing is you get a bit of intel in the lineups and things. So that's kind of interesting. And I think I'm going to use a Matt O'Reilly in here. I'm going to do it. I think I'll keep my big 16.5 one. And I think with him being on penalties, I think Celtic will do pretty well in the game, etc. there too. Who am I going to captain? Who's got the highest project score? Phil Foden's been quite explosive, isn't it? 81. That seems good enough for me. We'll do a limited, and then we'll do a Celtic lineup, and then I've still got about many other lineups to do. Nice lucky position for me to be in, but I'm not going to put them all in the video, so everybody will be bored. So Carolina seems an obvious one there as well, so that's interesting. So Locomotive, we've got Slaven, I think. Brandon Nazar will be back in the fold soon as well for Tokyo. Big Go Hatano, the big maniac, probably finally outstaying his welcome. Perkovic, again, is he going to start? His start percentage not in here yet, but that'll be updated because Michael Mila has joined as well, and he's doing the percentages, so I'll probably drop him a line and see if he goes start. We don't have many brilliant options here. Kim Tae-wan's got Pohang, which is a hard fixture. Novrocky doesn't play. Yeah, so a wee bit shorter options. I've not really built this out properly yet, so I'm just going to go with that, I think, at the moment. Midfield wise, so Evgen's an interesting one. So yeah, Evgen, I think, interesting one there. We Nico Serrano I picked up mainly because I've got sort of history of owning these cards and things. I managed to get his limited card really cheap, which was really nice actually. It's kind of nice to pick up some cheaper stuff and just enjoy it. What have I done? Got emojis on my screen, I never meant to do that. Evgen, Nico Serrano, I don't think I'll use him anywhere else anyway. And Hogger, I really want to use. He missed the last one, but I'd imagine he'll come back in now. I think he had this wee bit of muscle injury or something. Go for Evgen as a captain as well. I'm pretty solid playing in midfield, really good AA, etc. as well. So it's interesting. Some decisions to make in terms of what I want to do with Contender. So we've got 3 entries in Division 1. So in season Hail the limited caches here. The Vissel Kobe cans. And we've got classic Glasgow's green and white. We've also got in season 2 Frontale failures for 2 in Classic Season 3. Now, reasons to this, Celtic Rangers is a tough fixture, so we don't want to get relegated, and Celtic have got a midweek fixture against Kilmarnock as well, so we're thinking about what's happening this game week as well. Not that you can actually enter any of these sort of teams yet, but you've got the J League special weekly coming, and Contender is open as well, so there'll be some cash to be had there too. So some interesting sort of decisions. I don't know. I mean, I guess I want to sort of retain the entries into Division 1 from a sort of expected value point of view, having Kilmarnock and then having St Mirren. Interesting. Why don't we just pick an all-star team? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a... No, actually, because I'm really decisive here, aren't I? So I'm not really decisive. I'm going to put my best team in Division 1, bugger it. We're going to hammer Rangers, right? That's the attitude we're going to have. We're just going to hammer them. Come on. Right. So, limited Contender. Let's get this changed. I'll change this to Contender Classic just because the spreadsheet naturally shows you the ones I've got for in-season. A lot of my limited are in-season. So, we see Joe Hart's are way down here at 44, so that's kind of interesting, but that's because it's clean sheet expectancy. So, yeah, I mean, I guess my head's saying you should probably avoid putting this in Division 1, but my heart's saying we hammered Hearts and I want to go there and just really enjoy this game, etc. So any of the Celtic players appearing high up here. Liam Scales up with 56 is interesting. It doesn't always actually score that well against Rangers. Now I've said that, I'll probably score right. Manafa, I think, will be back. It's a pretty good fixture for him. But we're talking about Celtic stack, so I think I'm going to go with Carter Vickers. Scales will get 17%, so that's mega. But yeah, I mean, I think Carter Vickers probably just a bit more reliable in the big games at the moment. And Scales maybe not playing as well. Matt O'Reilly on all the sets, etc. Furuhashi for the record against Rangers, and then I don't think I want to go with double defence. So I think from that point of view, we'll just make this an all Celtic affair and go for Hatate defender card. Hatate does quite well against Rangers, so 14% in mid card. And I've got a defender card as well. Again, I said I didn't really want to go for a clean sheet, but I suppose we're going for sort of perfect result overall. Interesting one, isn't it? Clean sheet's got the highest peaks, but I guess we're going in season, so we'll just go for Hatate here and go for Matt Riley. Hopefully we get some of those goal combinations going forward. Certainly all in good form anyways. So there we go, pick the Celtic team as well. So we'll not get that many teams in, but that's us at 33 minutes. Don't have anything for the Legends special either. So I think on that note I'm gonna finish it off. I think that's long enough, pretty good preview. Picked out some teams there. Definitely be filling out the Celtic teams. I think going back to this projection, so Hart pretty nailed. Could be a good game for the fullbacks. I don't know. I mean, Celtic getting top of Rangers, but I think Rangers are going to come at us. Might leave some spaces in behind, so could be a good day for the midfield. Maybe guys like Forrest and Maeda maybe getting a bit more joy than usual. I mean, Rangers have to win the game, so tactics will be interesting. Furuhashi always does pretty well against Rangers. Forrest is a mid card as well, so you need to pick him up. There's no forward cards, so I think in this game you're going to be restricted starting wise to Furuhashi and Maeda, and Furuhashi seems a natural selection there, in my humble opinion. So anyways, I'm going to go now and watch Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. It's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, some of these games are amazing. Well done to Borussia Dortmund as well, but well done to anybody that's made it to 34 minutes in the video. Fantastic. Much appreciated. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already done that. Got a couple of limited cards in the boxes and the rewards. I think we're going to give them away. They're not that valuable. It's probably worth a couple of quid each or whatever. So we'll give them away soon to people as well, just as a wee thank you, and we'll go from there. Anyways, playing midweek, which I'm not really playing much now, will end in customary fashion. Good luck. Go fuck.